third time in 4 years. Denver against Cleveland for the AFC title. 1986, John Elway authors The Drive. 1987, the Browns are stymied at the end by The Fumble. This year, week 4, Matt Barr's field goal at the gun gives Cleveland a win. Last week, Bernie Kosar and company outlast the Bills. Last week, John Elway marches the Broncos on a late drive to stymie the Steelers. They meet in Denver for the NFC title. The champion 49ers against the wild card Rams. Week 4 this season, Jim Everett to Flipper Anderson for the game's only touchdown. The Rams nip the Niners. Week 14, Joe Montana to John Taylor twice for 90-plus yards. San Francisco roars from behind to lasso Los Angeles. Last week, the 49ers slice and dice the Vikings. Last week, Everett and Flipper overtime the Giants, setting up their money meeting in San Francisco. The Super Bowl in New Orleans is just down the road. We'll get you there next on ESPN's NFL Game Day. At Denver's Mile High Stadium, where in 2 hours the Denver Broncos will host the Cleveland Browns in the AFC Championship game. Denver weather this morning, it looks marvelous. Mostly sunny, 60 degrees at game time, 10 to 20 mile an hour winds. A beautiful day, although a rare warm day in January in the Rockies. Hi everybody, I'm Chris Berman, and welcome to Championship Sunday here on NFL Game Day. Today, they'll award 2 tickets to paradise. Will one go to Denver or Cleveland? Will the other go to San Francisco or Los Angeles? Joining me to ponder those 2 very simple yet rather important questions, Pete Axthelm, Freddie Edelstein. Now, Tom Jackson can't join us today. His father, Thomas, underwent heart surgery this week. Now, Tommy, all of us here at Game Day, all of us here at ESPN, and I'm sure every one of our viewers out there wish your dad a very speedy recovery. We understand he is doing well, and that's the best news we have heard all week. Before we get started on today's games, this in from Atlanta, where the Falcons will officially name Jerry Glanville as their head coach at noon Eastern Time. Glanville has coached with the Falcons before as an assistant from 1977 to 1982, and he gets the job only 8 days after he left Houston. Glanville and prime time. Yeah, a lot of excitement coming in Atlanta. Excitement coming in Denver and San Francisco, and leading the parade, 4 glamour quarterbacks. One is a living legend. The other 3, men who may position themselves near such a pedestal before they're through. Now, Axe, each of today's quarterbacks has his own way of doing the job.
Yes, Chris, you call it Championship Sunday. You can also call it a day for the imagination. For the moment, I'll pass on the numbers and stats. It's more fun to conjure with the legends. Their goal is the same, a ring that will never leave the finger or the memory. But the quarterbacks in today's title games are reaching for the prize with beguiling and contrasting styles. John Elway has the golden image in the shining arm, the natural in the group. He can launch heat-seeking missiles. Sometimes they defoliate 98 yards in seconds. Sometimes they merely subject Elway to the heat. Hunched and crooked and sidearmed, rival Bernie Kosar looks more land-bound, stepping gingerly through the minefield. But this is no infantryman. He's a general and a leader. In the late game today, look for the new Avenger of the Rams. Jim Everett's quick connections to Ellard and Flipper cut like a terrible swift sword. But in the far corner, wearing number 16, lurks the champion. His demeanor is serene, almost eerily quiet. No swords for Joe Montana past the scalpel. Yet as the battles loom, there is still much to prove. The quarterback may get the glory, the endorsements, the Disneyland trip. He may stride into Super Bowl myth alongside the methodical star, the creative old man Plunkett, the exuberant Bradshaw. Peering farther back into the mists of time, he may consort with the wrathful Dutchman Van Brocklin, who simply refused to lose, or the delicate artist Unitas, who always found a way to win. In any case, the quarterback will pay for the privilege.
He gets all the attention, gets all the publicity, gets really all the accolades when you win. and vice versa. When the team isn't winning and the things aren't going well, he also gets the brunt of the negative press.
For Elway, the heroics of the drive have been all but buried under 2 disappointing years. Can this really be the once glamorous Prince that people are now calling overrated?
Well, I think that you're always going to go through tough years, and the last 2 have been a little tougher than the years prior to that. But I think that the bottom line is we just want to be world champs, and sure, you always like to say, well, I told you so.
Everett is new to all this, trying to maintain his supreme confidence while vaguely mimicking Montana's cool as a gesture of respect.
I think that Joe Montana is the best quarterback in football, and the comparisons are very flattering, and thank you. But the fact is he has a lot of Super Bowl rings on his finger. I think that's a judgment of a great quarterback, and that's
at the Gardens on Saturday evening. The Leafs, on the other hand, really struggle when they have the man advantage, and yet it was a Leaf power play directed by an ex-Flame that proved to be the story in this game in Toronto. Visiting Flames netminder Rick Wamsley keeps the Leafs off the scoreboard with some good stops in the early going, but he was not flawless against the league's #1 offense. Gary Lehman sets it up for Eddie Olczyk here. Nice play by Al Iafrate to get things started. There is Olczyk in behind the defense. He beat the rookie Kenny Sabarin, then he beat Wamsley. The Leafs at this point up 2-1. Leafs leading 3-1 before the Flames storm back. Joey Mullen on a power play here in the second period as the Flames, in fact, had a 5-man advantage. And then Sergei Makarov had scored. However, Olczyk gets his second of the game, and that puts the Leafs in front once again before the second period came to a close. The speedy Iafrate goes around the defense and beats Wamsley here on the deke. And a great goal for Iafrate, who, of course, is going to the All-Star game next week. Then Calgary comes right back. Gilmore sets it up for Joe Mullen, who had 2 goals on the night, and the game is even at 5. But the Leafs, keep things coming. Ramage with the power play blast from the point with just over 3 minutes to play for his 5th goal of the season. Next on NFL Live.
So we prepared to play the best game of our lives this week, and I know they are too, so it's going to be a fight to the finish.
The Broncos and Browns are poised for today's 3rd installment of their recent championship series. We'll explore the unique home field advantages of Mile High Stadium. John Elway talks with O.J. about a season of on-field changes and increased scrutiny off the field. We'll talk live with Chiefs coach Marty Schottenheimer. He led the Browns in their 2 previous championship games against Denver. And Al Davis will join us live at halftime to discuss today's games and the future of his Raiders. Plus, Rams coach John Robinson, Bobby Beathard, and Ralph Wiley just ahead on a special edition of NFL Live. Mile High Stadium in Denver, packed to capacity, ready to play host to the AFC Championship game for the 2nd time in 3 years. In each instance, Cleveland has been their opponent. With the 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time kickoff, fans have been arriving since just after sunrise. The prospect of another trip to the Super Bowl has the Bronco faithful anticipating what may be a very special Sunday football brunch. A few hardy members of Cleveland's Dog Pound have also ventured into enemy territory, determined to see the Browns finally get past Denver for the conference title. It's another mild winter's day in the Rocky Mountains. Temperatures are expected to reach into the 60s during the game. And amidst this sea of orange, we welcome you to our NFL Live remote studio. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg sitting in for Bob Costas. 8-year-old Bud Carson. On the field, they're led by quarterback Bernie Kosar. Unconventional, sometimes even awkward. Kosar's workmanlike approach fits this team. They are the Cleveland Browns. Erupting from the earth 1,500 miles to the west are the majestic Colorado Rockies. Springing from the foothills, the shining bright turtleneck city of Denver. This is the West, and Mile High fans bring a festive, almost collegiate air to their support. 5-year boss Pat Bowlen has emerged as a leader among the NFL's newer owners, the Young Turks. Denver's head coach, Dan Reeves. In 8 years, he has won 2 AFC titles. Their inspiration and on-the-field leader, fiery, competitive, and athletic quarterback John Elway. His bright smile and John Wayne style fits this team, the Denver Broncos.
Twice they've met for the AFC Championship, and twice Denver has won. Today, for the third time in 4 years, these opposites attract. It's the old guard against the young Turk. It's the unconventional side-arming style of Kozar against the rifle arm of Elway. It's Carson's hard-charging defense attacking Reeves' controlled execution. Two opposites with a common goal. It's iron-tough Cleveland against mountain-high Denver.
NBC Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the AFC Championship game. The Cleveland Browns versus the Denver Broncos.
An absolutely glorious football Sunday. The semifinals for the Super Bowl will be played in Denver's Mile High Stadium. Current temperature 52 degrees. It could reach a near record high for this date of some 62 degrees before day's end. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg with San Francisco 49er ex-head coach, Super Bowl champions of last year, Bill Walsh. Now we come down to the Broncos and the Browns. And what's the key to this game today?
Well, we hear every year in each game like this, turnovers are the key, and certainly they are. Secondly, big plays coming from out of nowhere. Both clubs can make big plays. They have the receivers and the running backs to do it, certainly the quarterbacks. But the key for Dan Reeves is pass protection. The last time these two teams played, Cleveland dominated the line of scrimmage. And also for Dan Reeves, a real concern. Bud Carson's defense has really handled the John Elway offense every time they've played each other when Bud's coached that defense. So Dan Reeves has even a fear of that kind of a defense. So it's Elway versus Kozar.
And earlier this year, Bud Carson's Browns beat the Broncos 16-13 and checked Elway, checked him well under 200 yards. In fact, only a couple of big passes by Elway got him into the 100s. At age 58, finally getting his chance. And John Elway looking for another opportunity. As he said, another at-bat. He wants to go to the Super Bowl, redeem Denver and the Broncos for their upsetting losses the last 2 years. Dan Reeves at his side, and the Broncos will get the ball first. Deep return, Ken Bell, and Bobby Humphrey is back there as well. Brian Wagner kicks it off for Cleveland, and this AFC Championship game underway, and Wagner hits it out of sight. It'll be a touchback, as Humphrey thought it would never come down. And here's John Elway. From the 20, Elway goes to work. Bright sunshine of Denver. Elway comes out throwing and hits Vance Johnson for 6 yards. For Perry, Matthews, and Minifield. There's Clay Matthews. 2nd and 4, and Humphrey has a first down and more. Stripping tackles to the 33. Humphrey again, and he runs right into Al Bubba Baker, number 60. A veteran from Stop the Rush.
And again, pass on 1st and 2nd down.
Elway 2nd and 11 shotgun.
Blitz.
Down the middle, wide open is Sewell. Steve Sewell still on his feet. He could go all the way. What an effort by Sewell, all the way to the 25-yard line.
A break right inside, but the critical part is a blitz straight up the middle. And Cleveland talked about not blitzing, playing with a base defense. They blitz right away, unblocked. Gash doesn't get there. Sewell gets the ball. That's Elway at his best.
First down at the Cleveland 25. Elway, the shovel toss to Humphrey. He has 5. He has 10. He has all the way to the 1-yard line. Bobby Humphrey, who almost scores.
Now this will be a shovel pass inside with Elway throwing right here. Now watch the effort, the supreme effort these people are making in a championship game. That's why there's such a difference in intensity. Just as you're almost possessed running with that football.
23 yards. They spotted at the 2. 1st and goal, Denver. Humphrey and Bratton behind Elway. Humphrey. No, he raised one hand, not both, did one of the linesmen. It's Humphrey hit in the backfield, and he stopped for a half-yard loss. And then scoring. Elway, the toss. Humphrey fumbles the ball, and Cleveland recovers. Number 96, Andrew Stewart.
Set yourself down. I know what you got in mind. Yeah. Tall, cold, clean, crisp. Am I getting close? Yeah, that's it. A long
There's the option. Elway should have kept that ball. He could have walked in the end zone, but he optioned off Stewart and didn't get it done. His decision was poor.
Kevin Mack outside and into the clear, and Mack all the way to his 27-yard line. A gain of about 20 before Carl Mecklenburg can make the tackle. First down from the 27. Kozar's first pass is to Metcalf. He's hit immediately by Dennis Smith, the Pro Bowl safety for the... Only 3 yards on the pass. Delay to Mack, and he's hit in the backfield. Fumbles, and Denver has recovered. Now the ball loose again, and Cleveland might have gotten it back. Kozar himself. Oh, great spot. Now 3rd and long as the crowd increases the vocal intensity. Kozar deep down the middle. Incomplete to Reggie Langhorne.
Well, the adrenaline is really flowing right now. Both teams coming out with excellent plans. Both plans appearing to be very, very equitable, feasible to use, but both teams so hyped up that they're making mistakes, just physical mistakes related to emotion. Now that'll all calm down, and then we'll see which team is really the strongest.
Brian Wagner, who punted more than any NFL kicker this year, nearly 100 times, 97, will root it out, kicking from about his own 10-yard line to Vance Johnson back at the Denver 35. Fair catch, lets it drop. And it takes a Cleveland roll to the Denver 35-yard line. Time start from the 35 this time. 7:57 left, first quarter. Elway. Incomplete. Good.
Expected in his life to play in a championship game like this, let alone, you'll see right here, you'll see right there how that thing occurs. And it's unfortunate because he had planned on this, and it had been so important to him, the first championship game, and he was starting. The problem they have now is Mobley is really the H-back. He's the 3rd tight end. So he's going to have to play a position he's not that familiar with. And above and beyond that, Denver using 2 and 3 tight ends on occasion, only have 1 available at this point.
So that takes some of the plays away from Elway to his tight end. There is Mobley in motion. To the sidelines, incomplete to Michael Young. Frank Minifield, Pro Bowl corner, 3rd consecutive start for Minifield. Well covered by again this year. There's that pressure from outside. Elway breaks away and then caught from behind. A shoe comes off as the tackle is made again by Thane Gash. Mark Jackson in motion, the man who caught the pass in the drive game. The throw underneath, complete to Vance Johnson, 50, and into Cleveland territory at the 47 with a first down. Territory, both possessions. Humphrey. Caught from behind by David Grayson, and he's a linebacker that has the speed.
No block that time. It took Grayson to catch it from behind.
Matthews chasing Elway, who throws on the run, incomplete to Bratton, who was open.
Here they come again.
And the throw complete to Johnson. Vance Johnson shy of the first down at the 39-yard line. Is at the 15-yard line of the Cleveland Browns. Timeout. Exactly 5 minutes left in the score.
Our protectors at this point.
Now the Browns with their second opportunity. They start from the 15-yard line. No score. 5 minutes to go. First quarter. Oh, almost intercepted by Tyrone Braxton. The thing that the football feels when you throw it is the tip of that index finger.
You see the signal stick. They're signaling to each other. It's an audible play, most likely a pass.
Down the middle, a wobbly pass, intercepted by Dennis Smith. And he's down at the 32-yard line.
Well, they signaled the pass. They saw the defense, but there are 2 throws in a row that Elway had the ball fly on him. It floated.
Because I know I'm going to throw high naturally. Well, he was way too high that time.
That's a real tough adjustment.
Play action to Humphrey, and Elway wants a big one. He's got it to Mark Jackson at the 20-yard line. He had one more than Mike Johnson. Put quite a hit on Mark Jackson. First down after 12-yard pickup. And Humphrey gets 5 more.
that Cleveland really can't match up to.
Here's Humphrey again. This time, Big Daddy Carl Hairston.
He can do everything. And he's got great stamina.
On 3rd and 5, the swing pass is to Sewell, the all-purpose back, and he's dragged down shy of the first down. A short one of 30 yards. And Denver has the early lead for the Broncos, but they come away with only 3. 76,000 fans painting a bright orange picture as Treadwell, who has given the Broncos a 3-0 advantage with 2 minutes left in the first quarter, will kick it off. Eric Metcalf, who returned for a touchdown last week against Buffalo. Ever dangerous, this star from Texas, who has modeled his game after his talented father, Terry. And they line it low to try to get it away from Metcalf, but it bounces right to him at the 10. And he's back to the 30-yard line. Hopes for the Super Bowl ride on a rubber band as Kozar watches Ron Holmes come into the backfield.
Ted Banker moved that time. Again, the noise is such a factor in these games, as you know.
Offense, number 74.
And in that closed end of Mile High, it's really noisy. Kozar, screen incomplete to Metcalf.
Crowd noise. There isn't any other way to orchestrate it.
Tim Manoa now the back behind Kozar.
Kozar just doesn't want a mistake here.
Under pressure. Uh-oh. Incomplete. Webster Slaughter, and he was lucky that Wyman Henderson, who was covering on the play, are again using that silent count, and the crowd making it very tough. The handoff inside is to Kevin Mack, and he gets some of the yards back out to the 27, 28-yard line, but the Browns will have to punt, and the crowd knows that it indeed is a big factor again today.
Against to really get the first down.
Sends a fine spiral to Vance Johnson at the 23. And he steps out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Keith Jones on the coverage. Next weekend on NBC, always a great battle. Raleigh will be entertaining the top ball
because they have more opportunities.
Final seconds, first quarter, 3-0 Denver. Elway underneath. And it goes to Melvin Bratton. Clay Matthews covers. Had a chance for much more, but they have to be at least pleased with a 3-0 advantage.
I'm a Birdman. Know what I am. I'm a Birdman. Birdman. Know what I am. I'm a Birdman. One Birdman to another, this bird's for you.
Second down and 3 at the 40.
Big blitz.
And incomplete to Melvin. Nice as Matthews zeroing in on Elway, who steps forward and goes long. He's got Natil in the open, incomplete. Gerald McNeil hit at the 20-yard line. Place to escape. Metcalf. No gain.
Part of it, Wade Phillips. Part of it's the acquisition of players that better fit the style.
A fake reverse. Metcalf keeps the ball for maybe 3.
Metcalf is the last play and this one, both repeating with him with the ball. He's stopping and starting against his career.
3rd and long for Kozar. Incomplete to Brian Brennan
during the game. They felt they were going to get this kind of a problem. I'm sure they have an alternate game plan.
Wagner's tick to Johnson at the 31. And down at the 42, a return of 11 yards, and again, excellent field position for the Denver 2. And he comes out throwing.
There's the hook and go.
Incomplete to Vance Johnson, and Frank Minifield had it well. Quiet it becomes when Elway's calling his count.
Again, all kind of pressure.
And he extricates himself and then throws incomplete to Bob. The Offside. Flags are down. Elway a free down, incomplete. Again, they were getting to Elway, who was about as successful as any quarterback with that.
He's calling out a snap count, and those defenders see any movement, they're ready to go. Again, 5 people.
And the throw incomplete. Well-timed tackle by Felix Wright. Horan lines his shot downfield and into the end zone, and Cleveland will start from its 20-yard line. So again, deep in its own end, the Browns have the ball, have not been successful offensively, but they've held Denver to just 3. For his signals to be heard. The silent count you can see anytime after. Oh, that looked just like last week, but Kozar picks it up and throws it incomplete. Henderson and Braxton. It was Braxton with a near intercept. First play, they owned the ball, had Kevin Mack run 19 yards for a first down. That is their only first down of this opening half. 12. Good blocking up front. Ball deflected, incomplete.
In fact, he had nowhere else to throw.
Wagner's punt. Vance Johnson looking into the sun at the 27. And goes out of bounds at the 31.
Television. Well, it's a super day boogie on a TV Wonderland. Super day boogie. Hey, hey, super day boogie. Oh, it's a crash and burn boogie. Hey, hey, it's super day boogie. Hey, hey, look out.
I just want to continue to look somewhat like a human being.
Look out!
Ooh. Super Dave. Super Dave. Are you all right?
Global's got the Super Dave Osborne Show Wednesdays at 10:30.
Humphrey threw a big hole. And he's out to the 45-yard line. Minifield after 9 with the tackle. He came out wincing. Sammy Winder in for him. Deflected. Elway's pass by Tom Gibson.
Gashes right up in the line of scrimmage.
Changing his play is Elway. 3 seconds on the clock. 2.
There's the option.
And it doesn't work again as Winder is dragged down by Clay Matthews. Makes the tackle. Horan now punts, and it is a beauty. McNeil lets it drop. And it kicks into the end zone. Behind Kozar. 3 wide receivers. And it's Mack. And he has 3 yards, twisting. On 2nd and 7. Kozar caught by Langhorne. A tough catch, and it's a first down at the 32-yard line. The second first down for Cleveland, and we have 8:50 to go in the opening half. Underneath, incomplete to Langhorne. Well covered. After that, then Humphrey took over as the starter here in Denver, and brilliant he has been. Kozar to Slaughter. His first catch is good for a first down.
Down the field, straight down the field. You see Henderson dropping into a zone. So Wyman Henderson was acting as though he was in a...
To the bottom of your picture. And this time it's Tim Manoa who blasts up the middle to the 47. Greg Cragen, the nose tackle from Utah State, going to his... Side saddle under center is Kozar. And he throws incomplete to Slaughter on that quick slant. Mecklin... Open is Brennan, and he got his feet down in front of the Denver bench. It's a catch and a first down in Cleveland for the first time in the game.
Dropping straight back, and then the break is so sharp by Brennan. You see Henderson get off balance, and the ball being thrown with perfect timing by Kozar.
And they may be reviewing the catch to see whether Brennan got both feet down along the near sidelines. And it was a good catch.
Certainly.
For Cleveland to deny Denver a score. They have just a field goal, 3-0. Kozar going for 6, has a man open, and Langhorne drops the ball.
Breaking to the inside. He's got a lot of momentum on his man, and there's no way he's going to get caught. Just sort of reached just a little short-handed in a way, maybe thinking he could keep his balance or something.
Bernie Kozar, who doesn't always get a chance to see whether his passes are complete or not because he's been on his back a lot.
Well, Langhorne blew by Braxton that time. so he'll be able to do it again later.
Ozar to the sideline. Slaughter. No, he was out of bounds. Didn't get that second foot down. Foot.
See? Right there,
Yep,
he had them
yep.
both in.
It was a ballet. So apparently the instant replay official did not know how it was called, but there it is. And it's just a very delicate little touch by Slaughter, that back foot.
That's an art for him, Dick. That throw, that catch.
Jobs to raise a family.
Call. Incomplete pass.
Incomplete. Well,
that's for the leap.
Third down. Incomplete. Braxton was right in front of Browns, unable to move, but they have gained some field position. Ooh, Wagner just did get that away. Johnson lets it bounce, and it takes a Denver bounce and goes out of bounds at about the 18-yard line.
Well, I see it.
Shifting after Elway gets under center.
There's that same play fake. He's throwing back the other way, wide open again.
Mark Jackson at the 30-yard line, up 200 and 400. Incomplete into a crowd. 3. Elway under pressure again. It was thrown right at Kyle Crane.
One big play.
It's 3-0 Denver.
Here they come again.
Go. First half. Elway has a man wide open. Michael Young. Young, the former Ram, has a touchdown.
And we'll have a look at it as soon as we get through with this.
Treadwell makes it 10-0.
An error, this time by a Pro Bowl football player, Frank Manafield, and he's going to be right here, and it's going to, the difference will be as the ball is snapped, you see Manafield try to hit Young right at the line of scrimmage, and he misses him. Right there, and he loses him. Now he's knocked off balance. Young's totally uncovered going down the field. But of course it took Elway's greatness, because Elway had everybody chasing him, and he still got it off. There's the contact right there, but Manafield loses. It's really a risky form of playing pass defense. But again, you have to give Elway, again, an endorsement of his greatness, because he had to run out of the pocket, destroyed him.
Treadwell's kick aimed at Eric Metcalf. And Metcalf accelerates across the 30 and brought down at the 32.
And you see Matthews coming right up inside, 57 chasing him. He throws that on the run. Somehow he spotted Young and made the big play. Just a great effort, great performance. But now Kozar.
Ball at the 32, 10-0 now, the deficit facing Cleveland. Kozar batted down. Alfonso. Denver leading 10-0 and leading all the statistics in this first half. Kozar, how'd he get that one through the crowd of orange? Langhorne with a catch and a first down, it would appear.
And get it off quickly and drill it to a receiver breaking out at 12 yards right on the money. Now that takes...
Oops, has trouble with a snap. Now throws incomplete. It knows it. 4 wide receivers. Kozar, a rare scramble and a rare straight arm into Tyrone Braxton at Super Bowl in 4 seasons. Here's the reverse, and it ends up with Langhorne, and Langhorne runs into Simon Fletcher, no gain. Fine kick by Wagner. Johnson will let it drop, and it'll kick into the end zone for the touchback. Not just a business. Play action. Ooh. And incomplete as he throws to Vance Johnson. So with all that time, no one worked free. Good.
They didn't use much time off that clock.
9 men on the line of scrimmage for Denver, and one of them invades and slams into the ball carrier in the shovel pass.
The heat of this pass. So they naturally assumed that it would be taken, but he comes right up underneath and just nails it.
To Winder's credit, he... Good protection. And the pass is complete to Sewell. It'll depend on the spot. Now they're going to mark it at the 29. That will not be a first down. He tried to
break to the outside. Beautiful move on Gash. Beautiful move. Now Gash, the only thing he can do is catch up, but he's down there. He's touched. The ball didn't cross the line before he touched him.
Another tough call, but the official says first down for the Denver Broncos with 2:45 left in this opening half. The Broncos lead 10-0, and it could be even greater.
The little things. We've always heard that about any sport, but the little things. Just the placement of that ball. Cleveland can't afford to give up any more points. Just can't afford it.
Elway, Big Daddy gets to him. Hairston with a set. Give us to Sewell on a little reverse, and Clay Matthews, not fooled, drops him at the 24-yard.
So 3 points is the critical factor here.
Good pressure on Horan. Gets his end-over-end away. McNeil took a fair catch with only one man downfield at the 29-yard line. Boy, that had some, if he could have eluded the first man down, he had some running room. 47-yard punt, and there's Mike Pagel, the backup to Bernie Kosar. He's had his moment in this season, a very critical moment in overtime. It was his pass out of fake field goal formation to Van Waiters that beat the Vikings. The guns incomplete to Slaughter.
This is a case of a ball that was drilled in and just took his eye off it slightly.
Third drop by the Browns, the biggest being by Langhorne. It was close to the Denver goal line when he dropped his opportunity. Kosar tackled from behind. Screen to Manoa, and he has blockers, but can get only to the 34-yard line. 6-yard and rush. Very bad kick comes out of there that lands on the 45-yard line. This is the 22nd time in 40 years he's had his team in the playoffs. Elway to the sidelines, incomplete to Winder. That is the...
Give it up here, though. Even 3 points.
Elway loads the gun and hits Johnson at the 38 of Denver. 6 seconds to go in the half.
There's the outbreak. The people were right there waiting for it.
Boy, Frank Minifield, it's a good thing that pass blocked. And Winder makes sure it goes out of bounds, and that was a live ball. The Browns could have picked it up and run with it.
Well, just that'll help the Browns. Just that block.
Michael Dean Perry appeared to be the man who blocked the kick.
Now, you really have to kick sharply and a low kick, although the pressure came right up inside.
Darting to the 30 and twisted down by Darren Carrington. Metcalf twisting, but caught by an ankle and dropped after.
There for Cleveland, other than Langhorne's drop. Again, it'll take a first down play pass to make a big play down the field. Bernie Kosar, 7 of 23.
It's on around 30%. On 2nd and 8. Kosar finally guns it incomplete to Metcalf. Just good. Kosar running and sliding to a first down. And
2 great performers. Smith knows what he's doing. He's got this man vulnerable, but Kosar has to go for it. That's the entire dimension of a championship game right there.
16 yards for Kosar, who was rushed for 22 today. That's almost a career high for him. Out of the backfield to Metcalf. And out of bounds at the 48. First possession of the second half. 10-0 Denver. On 2nd and 6. Open. Complete to Langhorne. He has a first down at the 30 of the Broncos. Elizabeth City, state of North Carolina. First down at the 30. Middleton is in at tight end for Ozzie Newsome. Good protection underneath to Kevin Mack. And he meets a crowd at the 28-yard line. Short gain of a couple. Rick Dennison was the first man there. Dan Reeves. barking it out from the sidelines. Head coach here in Denver at a relatively young age of 37. Carson had to wait till he was 58. He is the winningest coach in Denver history.
Clearly one of the great figures in the NFL today. A great coach, great person, but also he orchestrates the organization.
Browns with their deepest penetration at the 27 of Denver. The quickie to Slaughter, incomplete.
Sure, going right in on that slant with the corner rotating right up to him. Very difficult. Mecklenburg.
And Langhorne to the right. Safety blitz. Open in the end zone is Brian Brennan. Cleveland touchdown.
Beautiful throw. Beautiful throw. Beautiful throw.
Ending a drought that covers nearly 2 full seasons. Brian Brennan, who did not have a touchdown all year. Matt Barr adds the extra point, and the Browns open this second half seriously. They come away with 7, and it's a 3-point game.
You'll see him come off the line of scrimmage. Now watch him start to the inside, look in, and then break out. And Henderson didn't have the quickness to stay with it. Henderson played for the post. Henderson had help in the middle with a safety, but he still let that occur.
And I'll bet back in the East, his former college quarterback Doug Flutie cheering Brian Brennan.
Tune-up, signed, sealed, and certified by Good.
Yards on third down. The give is to Winder as Bobby Humphrey, the brilliant rookie from Alabama, injured. Ribs in the first half has not returned. Frank Minifield makes the tackle, and now we understand will not return. Going back to Kozar's scramble to show you what an unusual play as you look at Humphrey, who's out of pads now. That's a sad note for him and his teammates. Only 23 yards for a man who gained over 1,100 this year in his first season. Pat Kelly, the tight end, also out with a knee injury.
Well, Humphrey would be vital at the end of the game, making plays that would control the ball. Not that Winder's so bad. He's had a great career. But Humphrey's probably the hottest running back in the league for that kind of thing.
2nd and 6. Winder to the 27 where it'll be 3rd and 3. I'd like to finish my thoughts about Kozar to show you how unusual 16-yard run. When you talk about Elway, hey, that's you expect that. But in his last 4 years, his 4 years in the NFL prior to this, Kozar's total rushing, that isn't it, but his total rushing, 28 yards. He gets 16 on one gallop, and that keeps that drive alive.
Well, he had an inspiration to do it because his team was lagging and in trouble. It took a play like that to pull him out of it.
All right, a 3rd and 3 as Cleveland picking up momentum, trying to stop Elway and the Broncos. Elway. Boy, look at him dance in that pocket. Now he throws long for Young again. Michael Young. All the way to the 20-yard line.
Right here. But the problem is Dixon takes his eye off him and loses him. So we've seen 2 gross errors by the cornerbacks that cost him heavily because it was strictly an out pattern, and Elway's resourcefulness and Young's quick-wittedness made the difference. Dixon dropped his coverage.
Elway called those cluers when we chatted with him a couple days ago. Winder winding his way for about 5 and 4. Little delay to Winder. 10. He's to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Denver. Elway throws on 1st down to Mobley. Touchdown. To get it to him. Treadwell. Metcalf at the 2. Lightning quick, but dragged down at the 24-yard line. From his 24-yard line, Kozar goes to work. Underneath, Metcalf trying to lead his team to New Orleans in the Super Bowl. Carricker comes in cleanly for the sack. 3rd down and a bunch. 18. Kozar. Incomplete to Slaughter, who was tough snap, and Wagner drives one out of there. Right out Johnson, who has to go off his shoulder pad at the 35 and down at the 39. Mark Jackson in motion. Winder met in the hole. Boy, filling that hole was 59 Mike Johnson, second in tackles this year. He had 3 forced fumbles, a brilliant student at Virginia Tech, and so he is on the football field.
He's one of those USFL players that people didn't think really could make it in the NFL, and how mistaken so many of the NFL scouts were with these kind of players. Watch him get into that hole right down the middle. The Browns have been built on Plan B in the USFL. It's made them a big contender almost overnight.
13 players from those 2 camps, 2 sources. Elway, Johnson chasing him and gets him out of bounds at the 45, a 5-yard gain.
Elway has such a great knack of slipping.
Elway for a Shays.
He's out now. They've got that nickel group in there.
Quarterback draw. To the 30-yard line. And a flag goes down. So that's the call they didn't make on Kozar, but they go the other way this time, and Elway gets the roughing penalty.
The Dennis defenders were looking at a receiver. So if Elway can break up the middle, no one can see Elway running because they're all covering their receiver. Now that was the same exact hit we saw earlier, and now it's called. Wonder what could have crossed their minds.
Dennis Smith didn't hit Kozar any more lightly, did he?
No, same exact thing.
First down at the 15. Winder. Hit, just as he was breaking to the outside. 2nd and 10, Winder again. Into the crowd, gets 3. Bubba Baker.
The game.
3rd and 7. The handoff to Sewell. He's going to throw. To Elway. Incomplete. Felix Wright was there. A flag is
holding on Elway. We'll find out.
All-star crew head by Dick Cantak.
Defense number 29, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Bud Carson out on the field would like an explanation of that. Perhaps we can see what Dixon did.
Well, Dixon was on the line right here. He's going to hold at the line of scrimmage, according to the officials. He's got a jersey. Just can't do that.
Pulling the shoulder pad right out of Vance Johnson's jersey.
Especially a jersey, they see it pulling right off.
Winder on the handoff, sweeping outside. Touchdown.
Certain players on the Cleveland team, this cost them.
Extra point is there. 4 minutes, 19 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Sammy Winder has given the Broncos 7 more.
The field. Right at this point, he takes on a man and knocks him right off the line of scrimmage, and he gets another one. So running a course, he took 2 people and just picked them right off.
By both Dixon and Big Daddy Hairston. Kozar on the noisy end of Mile High out of the shotgun. Deep down the field has Langhorne, and a tough catch at the 45 of Denver.
2 people, then break into the post, then catch a ball over his head, knowing the safety man would be there.
No huddle for the Browns. Elway. Complete. And it's Lawyer Tillman who caught only 6 third period.
Kozar did pretty much what Elway does so well. He got up underneath the pass rusher, then moved outside and threw on the run. He didn't look very pretty doing it, but he sure got it done.
From the 30-yard line. Brennan. Short yardage, well covered by Simon Fletcher, number 73, who is 6'6" and 240.
Well, one thing you can give Cleveland credit for, they're not going with a huddle. They're not going to waste the time of a huddle. They're going to do it right at the line of scrimmage. That'll give them a chance to get back in the game. And it also forces Denver to keep a basic, more simplified defense on the field.
Denver leads 24-7. Kozar trying to get a quick score here in the late 3rd quarter. Underneath he goes, and it's Webster Slaughter to the 10-yard line.
Cleveland's moving right up. Denver's going to have to call a timeout if they want to change their defense. Cleveland's not going to let them do it. They're going to come right to the line of scrimmage.
You're right on, Bill Walsh. Dennis Smith looking to the sidelines with his hands out saying, what do we do? Calls time. That's the second one used by the Broncos here in the second half.
That was a beautifully thrown pass, releasing straight up the field and breaking to the inside, and this took some nerve to catch that ball right in traffic, and good thinking all the way.
Now the timeout taken by... Nope. Into the end zone, incomplete. He had a man open. It appeared to be Brennan again, who caught the Waller tandem to the left. Underneath, incomplete to Brennan. Yes, touchdown. Wait, he caught it. He caught the ball in with his body. It looked as if it rolled free on the ground in the end zone, but apparently, as he scrambled, the quick hands of Brennan, able to scrape the ball to his body, he embraces 6 more.
Well, that was a beautiful job, releasing up inside, then around Braxton, stops, then goes again. And what a great play.
Are those hands?
But what he did was get Braxton turned completely around, and when Braxton looked back, he went into the end zone again.
There was Brian Brennan that was almost the hero in the drive game 3 years ago. He caught a touchdown to give the Browns a 7-point lead late in the fourth quarter.
You see him reaching for that ball, just concentrating on it, and it was out, but he kept it from hitting the ground.
That is a remarkable catch. Brian Brennan has a pair. They're reviewing it now, but, well, I'm not even going to say now because every time I think it's one way from our picture, it goes the other, so we'll wait to see.
See him releasing to the outside.
Play stands is called. Touchdown.
I'm out of my slump.
Just well done. But again, it took Kozar moving, and Braxton being fooled because he looked back toward Kozar and lost his receiver.
Matt Barr adds the extra point, and with 2:12 remaining in the third period, the Cleveland Browns pull to 24-14. Again, a long kick. Boys, he kicked off the ball well today. He has not given the Broncos a chance to return. They'll start at the 20. Winder.
Dixon on the screen, acting as a linebacker to stop the run. Elway's changing the play because of it.
Yeah, so often likes to blitz when he comes in from there. Not this time. And off is to Melvin Brett. Fumbles the ball, goes right to Felix Wright, and this is going to be a Cleveland touchdown. Unbelievable for Dan Reeves and the Bronco fans, and just like that, the Browns are going to be within 3 if they can kick the extra point.
A simple trap play. Everything looks good at this point, and the ball is pulled out just before the line of scrimmage.
And the freak nature of it, you see Clay Matthews batted it. It hit the helmet of Bratton and bounced up to Wright, and Wright scores the touchdown. Oh, no, hold on now. They're saying he stepped out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Wright did not get in. He stepped out at the 1.
Number 74 has reported as an eligible receiver. Number 76.
Here comes Wright with Elway cutting him off, and Elway may have saved the touchdown.
Looks so tight right along that sideline. His left foot actually hit the marker on the sideline. He had to be even closer to the goal line than that. Right there on the 1-yard line.
Good
right
call. From the 1-yard line, Kozar with Manoa and Matt behind him. It's Matt hit in the backfield for a loss. Knifing through is Andre Townsend, number 61. And this is, we'll see if they penalize the Browns. There's the clock down to 0. They're going to give Kozar a penalty or give him a second chance. Now, in the old days here, a quarterback would have been allowed a fair chance to call a play. The way it's gone lately, they're just giving you a penalty when you try to fight the crowd.
I don't understand. The whole penalty mechanism they put together wasn't practical. Then it's so hard to implement. But on the other hand, it's sort of a cop-out by the officials for not to implement the thing.
Well, apparently they're not going to call a penalty, at least no indication at this point.
Well, there couldn't be any more noise in any stadium that we're getting now.
Even a dome stadium?
Well, not right down that end zone. There's so much noise with all the stakes that exist.
And again, it comes back to, is a visiting team allowed a chance to move the play, to actually play?
Please return the game clock to 10 seconds. Please return the game clock to 10 seconds.
But they're going to give them 10 seconds to get a play off.
Please return the game clock to 10 seconds.
The game just gets disrupted through this, doesn't it, Dick? Honestly,
please return the 30-second clock to 45 seconds.
Oh, gee. I honestly think the only way we're going to solve this in the NFL is to have a equipment in the helmets so the quarterback can talk to his people and use it. Now, it's been impractical in a sense, but there's been enough progress with a system of communication in the helmet that it can be, like so many other things, it can be refined.
So a no decision. It's 2nd and goal. Manoah, touchdown, Cleveland.
What a beautiful play. I believe that was Middleton, the tight end, as a flanker, came in motion and trapped one of the tackles, and Manoah was right in behind it.
1 second left in the 3rd quarter, and it's 24-21. To know that he was hurting in any way.
Well, that's Bernie Kosar. So he can bring his team back now. There isn't any question about it. And Elway can naturally...
Look at Wagner. He's kicking that right through the uprights just about from his own 35-yard line. Another touchback, and that is the end of the 3rd quarter. An exciting 3rd period for Kosar and the Browns. They're back in it.
Here, remember?
Overheard at the Two of Diamonds.
We don't see private investigators anymore. We can get into some decent sideline like horse racing.
Forget it.
Our heroes on the job.
Nice guy.
I hope the director doesn't want another take.
What the client said.
Rat, 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 rat.
Sleuths with style.
I can't wear this dress. I haven't got the right earrings.
Global's got diamonds. Thursdays at 10.
Quiet at Mile High Stadium now. 3 minutes and 19 seconds. Now let's double check it. 4 minutes and 18 seconds is the time that it took for Cleveland to score 14 points in what is now a record-tying playoff quarter, 35 points by 2 teams. It ties the record set by the Redskins, who are the 2 teams against Denver in the Super Bowl when they scored 35 in the 2nd quarter of the Super Bowl game. 24-21, 15 minutes or sudden death to the Super Bowl here in Denver. Elway starts at his 20. Wide open, Vance Johnson, the 40, and tackled at the 42, 22 yards.
Hanford Dixon was just almost mesmerized out there. That quick throw to the outside even surprised him. You see him sitting back, sort of relaxing and giving ground. And now he's a little indecisive coming upfield and makes the big miss. But, of course, it took Gash to really put it away.
Vance Johnson on his greatest season, 76 catches, not good enough to make the Pro Bowl. This talented artist. His paintings now selling in the $1,000 to $2,000 range. Elway again will throw on first down, and he's looking big. And Dixon this time had good coverage on Johnson.
Well, Dan Reeves is going right after Cleveland. And some people would begin to run the ball, not so much use the clock, but to avoid any error, any kind of a fluke thing that would happen. But he's got Winder who can run effectively and people who can block, so we'll see what he does. The problem with throwing is the incomplete pass. There's Humphrey.
Bobby Humphrey injured early in the game, injured ribs, so Sammy Winder has replaced him. 4 wideouts. Clay Matthews anticipating the count, offside, a free play for Elway. Completes it. First down at the 45 of the Cleveland Browns. Ricky Nattiel, one of the 3 amigos that we don't hear much about this year. Nattiel suffered through a knee injury the course of the year.
Matthews was going to blitz that time, and he moved straight up the field right across the line of scrimmage so early, trying to beat the center is what he was trying to do.
We have a false start on number 6.
Oh, it's going to be against Denver.
Penalty. Play is still a second down.
Against Jim Juriga, the guard.
I am trying to find it, Dick. I really am. You see, here's where the penalty's called. We obviously see an offsides, but I just can't see that guard move. Maybe the viewers can spot something I can't see. There's no movement anywhere.
Well, that's the Tom Mack play. Remember years back, the Rams down on the goal line against the Vikings in Bloomington, Minnesota. Mack, 15 years later, says he still hasn't moved off his stance. Cost him 5 and cost him the chance to the Super Bowl. The Rams, at least that's how they, well, that's Merlin Olsen's side of the story.
Yeah,
I must say.
sure
It's a bit biased.
Certain, you know, Dick, just in passing, we kidded O.J. at halftime about playing for me and for the 49ers. But the one thing O.J. did for the 49ers is really had a touch of class, and I think he sort of civilized some of the guys we had on our team. I can't say that he was a 1,000-yard rusher at that time.
Well, he said you'd never give him the ball.
You talk about the training room in the tub. He learned the backstroke, the butterfly, and everything else during the year.
Second down and long. Away, pressured from behind, gets it away, incomplete. The hit made by Mark Harper on Vance Johnson, who was juggling it at the 45. So 3rd and 15.
A crazy setup developed there. Matthews, 57, a great linebacker, but not a great coverage man, was covering Sewell, one of the best backfield receivers in the league that time, and Sewell really had him beat. So I'm sure Shanahan and Chan Gailey, the offensive coordinator, are spotting those kind of things.
24-21, Denver leads. 13:49 left in the 4th quarter, and it's 3rd and 15 for Elway. And offside, Cleveland. Elway a free play going deep. And incomplete to Nattiel, and Nattiel felt that he was pushed.
97, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down, 3rd down.
Robert Banks, defensive right end.
Well, Banks is going to move way early. He's so anxious to get there. He'll come across the line a full 2 steps, and obviously he'll be spotted every time.
Bubba Baker warned his teammates about Elway in his count. He said, don't look at the ball and don't listen to Elway. Wait till you see that the ball actually snap before you do anything. Now on 3rd and 10. That's Michael Dean Perry. He can't catch Elway, who now throws it downfield. Complete! What a catch and what a throw! Vance Johnson.
This is where he's at his best. But watch him on the run. Now watch how he just flips the ball right up over the top.
Boy, that's You know, the second baseman, a little soft roller throwing to first base, but not into heavy traffic and hitting his man perfectly.
Well, everything's pretty well covered, but when Elway moves, there's a movement by Johnson back to the outside, and they just adjust naturally.
And Minifield couldn't have had better coverage.
No.
First down, Elway throws. This is going to be a pass by Sewell, but he can't get it away. That's that lateral, long lateral to Sewell, and then Sewell on 2nd and 12. Down the middle, wide open is Winder. Sammy Winder, all the way, touchdown. David Treadwell adds the extra point. Kyle Kramer was the man trying. Minifield misses the tackle. Kramer can't get there, and it's a 10-point lead for Sammy Winder, and we'll return to Mile High Stadium in Denver after these messages from your local station. Again for Denver. They led 10-0 at the half. Treadwell, Eric Metcalf. Fails to get to the 20-yard line. Good three in front of Kozar.
The offensive line just gave a little bit too much ground, and people telegraphed the throw. At this point, whether the players know it or not, there's a certain fatigue factor that enters into the game. The blitzers don't quite get there. The offensive linemen give a little bit too much ground, and these kinds of things start to happen. Players really unaware of it, but the fatigue factor begins to enter into the game.
12 minutes plus remaining. Kozar, incomplete. Another drop. And that's what we need. Down the field, intercepted.
Kip Carr felt the heat right here. He's looking to his left. Now he looks right, and he sort of lobs the ball up over the top, well out of the reach, and it was Langhorne couldn't come near it. Now here's the running game. Should take effect now.
Winder and the veteran slippery as he moves ahead.
Run now and use the clock and also get in position to kick a field goal. There's a trap.
Winder, met rudely.
Boy, is it great. Dick, is it great to have a Winder on the bench. Here, this fine.
Answered the bell. And there's the last time out away. And he's got another first down. And he struggles to the 22. What a weapon he is. He wanted more. Kramer. 1 year in the Yankee minor league system. Fans in Indiana, New York, Winder to the 20. Clay Matthews, 57, and others there for the tackle.
Gibson playing excellent football, isn't he? He's tough inside.
To get back in the game at 24-21. Second down, Winder smacked at the 20.
Well, he's audible.
Third and a short 8. Elway to Johnson, but his momentum carried him out of bounds shy of a first down at about the 17, so only 3 yards on the play. Mark Harper on the coverage.
Dick, Elway was hit flush as he threw that football. You can see the pain and the anguish coming with him right here. He has a man on his backside. I can't identify him yet. There it is, right there. What a shot. It's just like getting run into by a moving automobile. Wow.
So Treadwell will try to give the Broncos a 13-point lead. 34-yard attempt. Kubiak to hold. That's why he's going to the Pro Bowl inside the 40, almost automatic.
Minutes of a game.
You've come a long way since London in August. Metcalf won't return this one. Mike Oliphant, number 33, told him to stay in there.
Can you feel the vibration? Gee.
Well, the fans chanting Bernie, Bernie, Bernie does, and Slaughter gets 9 on the throw.
Just Get going, Webster. Get back in the, well, get back to the line of scrimmage. There's no use talking to the opposition now. Just play.
Here they go to the no-huddle offense, which worked so effectively at the end of the third quarter.
Now they're not using a snap count. When Kozar lifts his leg, that tells the center to snap on his own count.
And 2nd and 1. Brennan with another juggling catch. Oh, what a magician, and now a flag is down at the line of scrimmage. Brennan making the remark. Deserve them.
It is so tough because that's the variable. When the fouls are called, the infractions are called, it just can devastate a team, and officials are there to monitor the game and direct it.
Early defense, number 68, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down, 2nd down.
Ted Banker, the former Kansas City Chief, a Plan B acquisition. That's 55 yards against Cleveland, 5 yards against Denver today. So instead of a first down, it's 2nd and 11. What a catch by Langhorne. I guess the key to Langhorne, with 7 minutes to go, and Cleveland down by 13. Kozar incomplete, intercepted. Dennis Smith at the 45. Running back, he's running out of gas. He's down at the 47-yard line, but Dennis Smith
goes over everyone's head and just careens into Smith.
Now the Broncos, with a 13-point lead, have the ball in Cleveland territory again. Kozar can only hope now the Denver offense sputters and the Browns come up with a big play. Winder slipping outside and to the 45, a gain of 3. David Grayson, the tackler.
An incomplete pass or driving that ball carrier out of bounds is critical if it can somehow be done to stop the clock, because every play that Denver runs now is good for at least 40 seconds on the clock, and that's going to be the way they'll win the game. Just run it out and use the clock.
But Carson has 3 timeouts left, but he'd like to save them for when he has the ball. Bratton, who fumbled, unlikely to get the ball. It's going to be Winder's game here in the final minutes. Behind Bratton's block, he gets back to the line of scrimmage. And he does. And look at that! To the 32 and a first down. The Browns could ill afford that play. In the league this year, 16-6 per reception.
Another trap. Baker beats the trapper. Waddell
had that Super Bowl thrill.
You know, Dick, this is likely to be Ozzie Newsome's last game.
Winder hit hard by Mike Johnson, but hangs onto the ball. Ozzie Newsome hinted that with his great allegiance to his alma mater, the University of Alabama, and with Gene Stallings getting the job there, that perhaps a call would come, we suspect it already has arrived, asking Newsome to come back and coach. And even though he's welcomed by Art Modell to stay in the organization in the front office, and as Art told us, the door will always be open, Modell, we put it to him blankly, said, I would never stop Ozzie from going back to Bama. And I sense that's where we're going to hear from Ozzie next.
Well, he calls Bama family. You can see how tightly structured they are and how much they care for each other.
Here's Elway looking to throw and has a man wide open. Mobley goes out of bounds with a first down at the 16, and now they can seriously start to celebrate in Denver. At more time, 3:04, and Winder hitting the backfield as charging through is Felix Wright. And now with those 3 timeouts, will they use one here?
They should call them now, Dick. It's the only hope they have. They've got to get the clock stopped or they'll just run right out of time.
Well, they don't want to use the time.
See, he wants a timeout. Bud does, and they're not looking.
20 seconds on the 45-second clock. 2:28 now on the game clock. Elway wisely using every second, and now it's to Winder down at the 18-yard line, and Bud Carson was
just right.
the great taste that Goldilocks had been looking for.
Hey, somebody's been drinking our Diet Coke.
Yeah. And there he is.
Hey, it's the Three Bears. What's up?
Yeah. Just for the taste of it. Diet Coke.
Elway to Sewell. Minifield. Trips him up. And he goes out of bounds. Oh, my. That is a break for Cleveland, although it really only saved 3 seconds because the 2-minute timeout is coming up after the 3 ticks on the clock. Here comes Treadwell, who will take us the 2-minute mark with a field goal that might well put this game away. More than a 2-touchdown lead. The Broncos should be on their way to New Orleans. Last 3 years and yet to win the Super Bowl trophy. Treadwell lines it low again. Metcalf. Oh, going to take it out. Didn't have to. And is dropped at the 10-yard line. But there have been talk here in Denver. Some writers, feature writers, have suggested
they believe in their team.
Pat Bowlen had the answer. Well, those people are not fans who think that. Down goes Kozar at the 1-yard line. Andre Townsend on his back. Out of his own end zone, Mack. Little draw out to the 12-yard line, fumbled after he was down. Well, for Modell, Art Modell, 29 years and such a prominent member of the old guard in the National Football League, the wound has to be deeper and deeper. He came into this league when football was the business. There wasn't all that big money from television, outside revenues. Kevin Mack fumbles the ball as he carries to the 18-yard line. Didn't get out of bounds, so the clock runs 52 and 51.
You know, Art Modell feels badly, disappointed, I'm sure not discouraged, but Paul, he has to be reminded how much people really respect him in the National Football League. They're not equating his greatness to a Super Bowl. They know he's had great teams, and they know he's been extremely competitive.
Kozar runs into Simon Fletcher with 28 seconds. And meanwhile, a Denver Bronco team, a team that was beaten, thrashed 4 times last year, embarrassed as they went 8-8. So the major changes were made. Patrick Bowlen says get players. Dan Reeves had the courage to fire a long-time assistant, Joe Collier. Veterans like Mike Harden were cut away, and this team rebuilt and is on its way to the Super Bowl. And indeed, if you would have said those words back in the summer, you would have gotten long price money. They were not favorites by any means.
Well, they'd never just demonstrated they're real big, tough athlete. They've never had that, so they've done it on guile and almost mirrors and Elway. Well, now they've got the strength. They've got the power on defense. Their offensive line, although young, is big and strong. So they're going to be a very viable competitor in New Orleans.
We hope you'll stay with us for the post game. We'll have the presentation of the Lamar Hunt Trophy. We'll get the reaction of these Broncos and hopefully the Browns as well. And John Elway, what a game. Bernie Kosar, the players around the league have such admiration for Kosar, but when you talk about a winning quarterback, a guy that if you just had one game and you wanted him to be in there, Elway has shown again today why he has such high regard. And with a first down, the Broncos kneel it. Elway, obviously the game's most valuable player, has the final call. He looks for those he respects. He and Kosar are fairly close friends, golfing buddies. The final seconds tick away and all the hopes of Cleveland. And the Browns fans can now only watch the Broncos celebrate another Super Bowl chance. 3 times in 4 years. The Denver Broncos, best of the AFC.
Lansford to kick it off. Terrence Flagler and Spencer Tillman back deep for the 49ers. It's a tricky wind of 12 miles an hour but difficult to tell down on the field which direction would be beneficial. It's going to be Flagler. And he is cut down and cut down hard. A flag on the play. Mark Messner made the tackle. Again, a penalty marker already down. Joe Montana, a fabulous year, fabulous career. He has set all kinds of records. His offensive front, Bubba Paris, McIntyre, Jesse Sapullo, Bruce Colley, Harris Barton, the right tackle, and Brent Jones at tight end. Craig and Rathman, the two runners, Rice and Taylor, the dangerous wide receivers, and then they have two more, Wilson and Sherrard, if they use four, which they intend to. The flag was against the 49ers, so they'll start from their own 17-yard line. Craig goes in motion. Montana will go to work early, chased out of the pocket. Complete to his tight end, Brent Jones.
Now that's a nice touch. We talked about the crowd, collegiate atmosphere. Here are the players themselves saying thank you to an important ingredient today, the fans of Denver.
On the field just a few minutes ago. And as you point out, in the middle, where most of the playing is done, that's the worst part. Montana back. Incomplete, intended for Roger Craig, had a hand on it, and lost. Just got it out of there. Irvin. Midfield. Knocked backwards by Keith DeLong. Weapon.
Hey, he sure looks cool for the first play anyway, Jim Everett, huh?
He does. Pass complete. That's to Willie Anderson, the flipper. Let's go 36. Greg Bell. To about the 34, a gain of 2. Michael, how about you? He said, I feel terrific. To Henry Eller. Out of bounds.
Turf on the outside.
And that was Griffin that slipped that time.
And look at the protection here. See, they gave Everett the time he needed.
1st and 10 Rams at the 49er 22. Everett to work again. Here comes the blitz. Successfully hurried Everett. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Holohan was the motion man. Bell. Stopped by Fagan, picked up 3.
You know, here's the area that we were talking about earlier, is that red zone, and it's the area that both teams have had trouble against the other team. That 20-yard line. That 20-yard line in. In fact, I think it's ironic today as I look down there at the field, Pat, the 20-yard line yard marker is painted in red.
This is that zone, as you point out, where they've had problems. 3rd and 7. Everett outside to Buford McGee, and McGee gets enough for a first down. Bell was the lone setback. They start Holohan in motion. Everett. Ellert was Bell on 2nd down to about the 6. Picked up 3. Matt Millen made the stop.
Now the Rams are coming in with their 4 wide receivers, so even though you're down towards the 5-yard line, this is still a passing down, and probably the toughest area to pass on the field because you only have 15 yards of depth. A good way to beat this is by using crossing patterns.
3rd and goal from the 6. 4 wide receivers. Everett just threw it away from 23 yards out. And the Rams break on top. 9:38 left in the first quarter. And it's the Rams 3, the 49ers nothing. Flagler and Tillman deep for the 49ers. It's going to be Spencer Tillman at about the 14. Out to about the 30. 16-yard return. Ram injured on the play. Mark Messner was the man down. He made the tackle on the opening kickoff.
You know, here, watch Lansford as he kicks off. You see that plant foot slip? I think if they're going to have problems in the slip, and it's going to be in that middle area where he had it between the hash marks. And, of course, that could come back in this game to be a problem, that kicking.
Especially on field goals from that region of the field. Candlestick Park in San Francisco. That's a picture of pain. 1st and 10 San Francisco at their own 30. The Rams lead it 3-0. Craig left side into the secondary. 1st down San Francisco. Again, 2 tight ends. This is Rathman. And he gets close to midfield. Back. Walls is the man in motion. Montana looking to right. And got him. And right. Montana again. Rhythm. Caught by Brent Jones, the tight end, a fumble. And another fumble, and the Rams come up with it. Kelm made the recovery.
And that's the thing that will kill rhythm, is either a good defensive play or any kind of turnover. Look at Brent Jones. Sometimes that happens, and as a coach, you hate to see it because all he's doing, Brent Jones was fighting for extra yardage. So you can't tell a guy, don't fight for extra yardage, but in doing so, more and more times you see that second guy come in and strip the ball out.
McIntyre picked the ball up after Jones lost it, and then Kelm made the recovery after McIntyre lost it. Buford McGee, left side, to about the 35 for the Rams. Their own 35-yard line. Everett Holohan into 49er territory. Turnovers are the determining factor. Everett, straight back.
But if I were an owner, I would hire Ernie Zampese as a head coach.
They fake the reverse to run. Brown, they have a man wide open. Ronnie Lott, what a recovery. Willie Anderson was wide open, and Ronnie Lott came from nowhere to break it up.
And that was the guy they were trying to get, Ronnie Lott, because they were going to fake the reverse. And what they said is when they faked the reverse, Ronnie Lott and Chet Brooks would run up. We saw Chet Brooks, a strong safety, come, but they didn't fake Ronnie Lott out. And he comes all the way over from the free safety to make that play.
That's one heck of a play by Ronnie Lott. A lot of people thought he might have lost a step. But last week and this week, he's proven that he's still got whatever he had.
That was a big play. That was the play that the Rams were holding to get a touchdown with.
That was Michael Carter, you just saw a minute ago, just activated. They're going to work again. For Anderson, incomplete. McIntyre was back with him. Taylor back deep. Hatcher, the punter. Taylor down at the 49er 10-yard line. 4:53 left to play in the first quarter. And the Rams on top, 3-0. 4 minutes, 53 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Roger Craig into the Rams secondary. Guys that we see on rare occasions who can turn it up another notch. Craig, nothing there this time. Stopped by. Here's Montana. Up the middle goes tight end. Brent Jones.
See what they're doing now? They're looking at Jerry Rice. I think this is a play that had happened. This was the last play he was in. See the screen, and he got it right there in the eye by Michael Stewart. Looked like a Stewart came up, hit him with that left hand. Probably a finger went through the face mask into the eye.
Second down and 8. 49er ball, they own 35. Wilson, who has replaced Rice, split wide to the left. Jamie Williams is the man in motion. Here's the same play again. Chased down by Larry Kelm for a gain of 3. Craig, the ball carrier. Craig is in the slot to the left this time. Montana gets the ball to John Taylor. James Washington made the stop. One of the rare times that Montana has gone to his left.
I know it. Well, you know what happens? We'll see Alvin Wright takes a charge here, gets penetration. Now Montana comes back, and he's forced to go. He's forced 1 to bring the ball down, and then 2 to go to the left. That is what the 49ers were trying to do to him. That's what the Rams are trying to do. I mean, they're trying to get him to bring the ball down, get him to run to his left. He did both those things and still completed it.
First down. To the Ram 44. Second quarter coming up at Candlestick Park, the NFC Championship game, with the winner going to New Orleans for the Super Bowl to play the Denver Broncos, the AFC champions. Congratulations to them and to Dan Reeves. Candlestick Park, of course, sold out for this event. Rained all week long, and then today, just now, bright sunshine has come out. Wallace comes in at left tackle to replace Bubba Paris, and Perry Tausch goes in playing guard. 2nd and 2. That's Rathman, not backward. Sean Miller, loss of a yard.
Well, the Rams got the penetration they needed that time by Sean Miller. You know, again, that's what it is. It's if the line can knock the defense off, then there's going to be running room. If the defense gets across the line.
Montana up the middle to Rathman. 1st and 10. Henderson was the man in motion. This is Craig. The Rams bottle that one up.
Yeah, you can.
Montana's already hit 6 out of 7. 7 out of 8. That one to Rice. Craig. He's certainly one of the leading candidates. Here's Montana back again. Open is Brent Jones. Touchdown, San Francisco. So quick.
Well, they have Jerry Rice on one side, John Taylor on the other. Going to come back in. Montana gets back. Brent Jones is wide open again because of the concern of the outside receivers.
7-3 49ers. Hofer's kickoff. Del Pino and Brown back deep for the Rams. That's Del Pino. To about the 23. 11-17 left to play in the first half. The 49ers 7, the Rams 3.
Out this week, it's only worked out a couple of days.
Everett's going to put it up. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 Rams. Buford McGee. Knocked out of bounds by Keena Turner and Ronnie Lott.
I'll tell you one thing about Ronnie Lott. If he's going to run all the way across here and pursue and get all the way over there and then just bring a quarter or half a load, when he gets there, watch at 42, he's going to unload that whole thing he brought.
He's sort of the catalyst, the leader of an underrated 49er defense.
One of the top guys who has ever played that position.
On third down, Everett swings it out to McGee again. McGee will get a Ram first down. Stopped by Eric Wright. Gain of 9. Greg Bell hit right at the line of scrimmage. He might have got Holohan and Moser. The rush is on Everett. The pass is to Ellard. Incomplete. Picked off by Tim McKyer. Ellard knocked him out of bounds. McKyer came up with a deflection. I think it was 7 for the 49ers trying to add to their lead. Craig. Not much room. Sean Smith took him down.
As you say, last year the word was you take away Rice and you take away Craig. And everyone tried to do it last year and couldn't do it. Now, the 49ers, because of that, are throwing more to Brent Jones, they're throwing more to Tom Rathman, and of course they're throwing more to John Taylor. So now you have an offense, and that's the problem. Who do you take away?
A lot of weapons. Outside quickly to Rathman. Out of bounds by James Washington at about the 20.
James Washington is the guy who has a lot of pressure on today because Vince Newsom is the regular free safety. Vince Newsom was injured last week against the Giants, and John Washington had to start as a free safety. The big play here, one, you have to cover that guy, and then getting Rathman down like that in the open field, that's good tackling.
First game he's ever started. 3rd and 2. Montana to Craig. To about the 5, maybe inside. Stopped again by Washington. 15 yards.
That was one of those passes, Pat, where they took away the lane, made Montana bring the ball down, but in doing so, all he did is find his secondary receiver, and when that's Roger Craig, that's a pretty good play in itself. They took away the lane.
To about the 2, stopped by Kelman Owen. Second and goal from the 1, Craig again. 49er touchdown.
Football. You just take that ball and ram it in there on the right side behind your guard and tackle. Look, no penetration. They knocked the whole pile, the whole thing back into red.
Helton will hold Cofer for the extra point. Good. Almost inevitable. Craig gets the touchdown, and it's 14-3 49ers. Brown back deep for the Rams. This is Brown. To the 30. Knocked out of bounds by Darrell Pollard again. 24-yard return by Brown. We have 7 minutes, 2 seconds left to play in the first half. And the 49ers striking quickly as only they can. Lead the Rams 14-3. Everett. To Greg Bell. Bell still on his feet to about the 47-yard line before Ronnie Lott finally got him down. Everett back on first down. Quick pass incomplete. Intercepted by Keena Turner. A fumble by Turner, and I think the Rams might have gotten it back. Yes, sir.
You know, John Robinson is rooting for him to get it back, and they did. That even brought a smile, because when you're down 14-3, you can't give them the ball here again, because they can put you away on this one. The defense is throwing Everett's timing off. They're getting him out of sync. You see him, he had a pump to the thing. Now he came back to his secondary receiver, and there were 3 red jerseys around his secondary receiver. Of course, luckily for the Rams, Keena Turner fumbled that.
And Newberry made the...
And then, of course, it stays as stands. It was a fumble and a recovery.
Hell. Last week against the Giants. Quickly to McGee. Counter play coming. Bell. As you point out, also an emotional asset. Everett. To Buford McGee. 4-yard pickup.
Man, then the way they got Greg Bell, Buffalo just kind of threw him in, and these 2 guys are becoming big players for him. That time, I think Buford McGee just landed on the ball.
In any case, he's down on the Rams sideline.
Boy, there's nothing that hurts more than that. I remember as a player, we used to have those fumble recovery drills, and you'd be a big old fat guys running around. And when you missed it and it hit you in the stomach, boy, you'd let all the air out of you.
That's 5 catches for McGee, and I think that's exactly what happened to him. Del Pino goes in motion. Incomplete in the direction. 28-yard punt by Dale Hatcher. 49.
This is where the Rams would love to force a turnover.
That's great. Wrapped up by the Rams after a gain of 2. Led by Alvin Wright. Montana. A flag on the play. Intended for Taylor, or in the direction of Taylor.
Oh, and that's what he just threw to John Taylor.
Mark Bright officiating the NFC Championship.
Illegal contact foul, number 25, defense. Automatic first down.
I think John Taylor was going to give him a pattern. Watch John Taylor come off on Jerry Gray. Now, they called the penalty there. But see, that was going to be like an in and then go. There's Mike Peel. We saw his x-ray. We saw his elbow injury, and they've just taken him in the locker room.
First penalty of the day against the Rams. Montana on first down gives to Craig, and the Rams are there in a hurry.
Fool.
Here's Montana again going deep. This to Rice. Overthrown. Jerry Gray running with Rice. 3rd and 12. Rathman. He will get enough for a 49er first down.
Standing behind the defense.
To Taylor. To the 40. To Mike Wilson. Out of bounds, and that will stop it. With 1 minute 11 seconds left to play in the first half. 7-yard pickup.
The other thing about Montana, this is his 11th year, and any situation that comes up, he's been there. And he's in a situation now, a 2-minute drill, although it's a 2-minute drill at the end of the half. He's been there so many times and been successful so many times that he just creates a feeling in the huddle that something good's going to happen.
Just radiates that confidence. Mike Sherrard. There's an interesting story. Broke his leg twice. The Cowboys sort of gave up on him, and now the 49ers are very high on this young man.
He hasn't played in a couple of years. Last week was his first game. He didn't catch a pass. He said he's waiting for his first pass, and more important, that first hit. There he just got a little bump. But he said playing last week in Dresden was like the first time he ever played football in his life.
2nd and 4. Montana to work again. Gets it to Rathman again. Roger Craig picks up 2nd and 3. Montana has a man open. Mike Sherrard again. Boy, nobody operates this 2-minute drill better than this guy either.
And so calmly.
And so quickly. Out of bounds, incomplete, stops the clock.
You know, in that situation, you know, people always ask, why don't they play the whole game like that? And of course, you don't have a chance to get your guys in, and the coaches don't have a chance to call the plays. But when you have a guy like Montana, you probably could play the whole game like that.
Yep. Montana is 16 out of 19 for 165 yards and 1 touchdown. Here he is back to throw it again. He gets Roger Craig. And he gets to about the 3. Stopped by James Washington. And they take their last timeout. 15-yard gain.
James Washington doesn't want to do something stupid here. You know, emotions are high, but you can't lose your cool. You have to compete until the whistle blows, but not after.
There's a flag on the play.
There's Roger Craig, and you see what they do is they just run down and sit down in those zones.
We have a
just
third
have a
timeout
great
called
feeling.
by San Francisco. We have a personal foul, unnecessary roughness on number 61, San Francisco, after the timeout was called.
Oh, that's Jesse Sapullo, the center. Look, there's Strickland there. He's getting a right hand in there. This is a pretty good brawl they had going there.
Serious.
Somewhere they're going to get number 61, Jesse. Jesse's just going down there to protect his guy, but has to be a passing play into the end zone because they've used all their timeouts. There's Mike Holmgren right there. This guy here, he's the offensive coordinator of the 49ers, and he's the guy that calls their play.
And he's also a guy who's been prominently mentioned as a head coaching candidate somewhere in the first down. Back at the 18. Montana for the bundle to Taylor. Touchdown. Boy, what a drive that was.
Hey, if they put a statue outside the candlestick of Joe Montana, I think everyone would just walk by it and bow their head right now. You don't get any better than that.
Okay. 13 plays. Cofer hits the extra point. The 49ers 21, the Rams 3.
Again, good pass protection. Now they give him lane. You see lane to throw it in where he can step up and throw and then find John Taylor down here. Taylor got inside of Leroy Irvin. Watch him. He had the ball up. He brought it down, and then he sees John Taylor wide open.
Cofer lines the kickoff down to Del Pino. Roger Craig. Stretching. Hofer's kick sails about 8 yards deep into the end zone, handled by Del Pino. He downs it, and the Rams will take over at their own 20.
And they have to get something going now, and get a hot streak, but also knit some things together with the running game. In the first half, we know what Everett's stats are. We saw those, but they have yet to get a rushing first down. So the rushing first downs are the things that keep drives alive and together.
And they've got to play better defense. Montana has just cut them apart. Here's Everett back. Under pressure. Got the ball up the middle to Greg Bell. And for the Rams. To Bell. No gain by Keena Turner.
The place that they do the job is in the middle here. Watch Pete Kugler. If the nose tackle 67 can take on that block and not get knocked off the line of scrimmage, that takes away cutback lanes. You see what happened? Because they held the middle, now the cutback starts, and all they do is run into a wall.
And it makes it 3rd and 5. Rams at their own 25. Here's Everett back to throw. Again, under pressure, intended for Anderson.
I was talking about that you can knock it out of a quarterback like that.
Hatcher back to punt. John Taylor back deep for the 49ers. A couple of good blocks, but there's flags flying everywhere. Taylor down inside the Ram 40. Del Pino knocked him down, but
you could see it coming. The ball was coming one way, and Walls is going the other way, and you just can't pull off. And what he was saying is that he hit the guy in front. But I don't know that that's the thing. It was right there where he made contact with him. He sure knocked the guy down.
So the 49ers take over at their own 28-yard line. 1st and 10. Craig. Out of bounds. 2nd and 1, and Craig will get the first down. Montana to Rice on 1st down. Gray is out there with him.
Off first than anyone else in the game.
They almost look like the film is speeded up when you watch it. Nothing there for Craig this time. Brent Strickland.
Like this in this kind of day, he's gonna run right out of him.
3rd and 5. The 49ers pretty much doing what they set out to do. They've run it 20 times, and they've thrown it 22 times. Taylor. From Montana, 1st down. By Washington, but near another 1st down.
Yeah, you wonder, you look at Joe Montana and his eyes and the way he feels about this game. You wonder if just inside he's just kind of not giggling a little. You know, that there's something about this game, this championship game, that is too easy. You never admit to that. You never admit you're giggling in a championship game, but somewhere where you got someone up against the ropes and it's your day and your game.
2 tight ends for the 49ers. Roger Craig, the lone setback. Craig's got the first down. Larry Kelm stopped it. This time it's Rathman. He hammers inside the 20. Knocked out of bounds finally by Jerry Gray, but a 17 in his place. And he gets the carry to about the 15. Gain perhaps of 1. Sean Smith.
And Well, we got it going down in there now. I mean, we got, you know, you don't get a lot of games with that artificial turf and stuff. You don't get a lot of games with mud. But now we got it. But isn't it something? There's 4 teams in the championship games today. All of them are from turf fields, grass fields, regular old-fashioned grass. No domes, none of that stuff.
Cleveland, Denver, the Rams, and the 49ers. 2nd and 9.
Play it the way they're supposed to play it.
The Broncos are already in the Super Bowl. The winner of this one will play them. Montana. He gets out of bounds at about the 11. Picked up 4 yards. 11-yard line. Montana in the direction of Rice and the 49ers move further in front. With 7:44 left, third quarter. It's 24-3.
Said that Roger Craig had a concussion, and that was that short yardage play.
Going to be Del Pino at about the 3. Cut down at the 15. Back to McGee. From Everett. Stopped by Michael Walter.
Yeah, there's a couple areas on this 49er defense that really don't get a lot of credit for what they do. One is their defense, and it seems like, you know, it's all offense, but these guys here do an excellent job at tackling, covering, playing the run, the pass, and when the 49ers do well, they play good defense.
On first down, here's Everett. Pass picked off by Ronnie Lott. Lott back. The Rams scored first. Field goal by Lansford of 23 yards. And then it's been all 49ers since then. Montana to Jones. They led 7-3. Craig a 1-yard run. They led 14-3. It was Montana to Taylor from 18 yards. Just before the half, 21-3. And then a 28-yard field goal by Kofor makes it as it is now. In the AFC Championship game today in Denver, the Broncos beat Cleveland 37-21. Looks like it'll be Denver and San Francisco. Craig, and he's going to throw it. Maybe. Yes. Incomplete. And a penalty marker down. Rathman caught it.
I wonder if they're going to say that Roger Craig was in the grass. Larry Kelm had him. They really don't have a rule for a running back being in the grass. It can't be in the grass. It has to be the whistle blew before he threw it. That was a run pass. They're going to hand it to Craig, and he is going to throw to Rathman. Now watch him. He starts out here like a sweep. He's looking for 44 Tom Rathman. He pumps. He brings it down. Now they're going to say that he was in the grass, but he threw the ball. There is no in the grass rule. What that has
Number 33 was ruled down in this spot. There's no foul in the play.
That's what it has to be. It had to be that they blew the whistle.
The play due to the runner being ruled down.
Did he blow the whistle? The whistle ends the play. That's how you would rule it down. I don't know that I heard a whistle or not.
I don't think I did. And neither knee was down.
No, and they don't have any rule for in the grasp of a running back. And again, the only thing that would stop that play would be the whistle.
They're back at the 31. Montana to Rathman. Down to about the 26-yard line. It's tripped up by Kevin Green. To Rice. Who slipped down and went down in the grass for Fred Strickland. Pick up a 4.
Fred Shermer trying to come up with anything to stop this avalanche. This Keith Henderson, he was the player that was injured on that special teams tackle. Like he made a hit and then went down when he started to react. Whatever it was, didn't hit him until after a couple seconds.
All the 49er coaches say that they think he's going to be a great player.
Well, he's a heck of a receiver coming out of the backfield.
38 yards away. Over with plenty of distance. No good. So with 4 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter, it's still 49ers 24, the Rams 3.
To say about that, too.
Really have. Here's Everett back to throw it. Looking. Just out of bounds. Threw it away. Everett backpedals again. Out to Bell, incomplete.
Ball league.
3rd and 10. There is no target, and Everett goes down.
I'll tell you, if that gets knocked down.
Step. Call now.
I mean, he's there. There may be someone. You should not feel that. I don't care. In this game, you got to keep that head up, keep working to find it or run it. You should not feel a guy behind you.
Hatcher back standing on his own goal line, and John Taylor at midfield from the 49ers. 4th and 10. The winner to advance to the Super Bowl in 2 weeks.
Notice it, Bubba, that those 7s are getting smaller on his jersey.
Bill Walsh was always on Bubba about his weight. Now they just decided to leave him alone. Larry Helm wrapped him up. Leading already 24-3. That's Roger Craig. First down, San Francisco.
Now there is a pair to draw to. Watch that. Jim Burt and Pierce Holt are practicing during the game. Burt is coaching Holt how to make a spin move. Now, if a coach saw that, they'd go nuts. As a defense, Burt is following up Holt. You shouldn't do that. You don't want your guys to spin. Poor old Pierce Holt. Anyway, he's blind in his left eye, and now Jim Burt has him spinning. Oh, man. I'll tell you, John Marshall's going to go nuts when he hears about that.
That's funny. Here's Craig again. Rice got a good block in front of him. And Craig goes down inside the 30. Stopped again by Kelm. A gain of 11. Bradley. Inside the Ram 25. Stopped again. Bradley. Stopped by 2. Craig lunges and might have gotten it. Hofer to try a field goal from 35 yards out. And that one is good. And the 49ers move out to a 27-3 lead. Just beginning the fourth quarter. This man's team just hasn't had the ball much.
And I'll tell you, that man, no, he'll coach it right down to the end. There's not a heck of a lot of coaching you can do when you have things like this happen to you, but he's going to coach this fourth quarter like he's never coached any other fourth quarter in his life.
Rams have always had tremendous success here at Candlestick Park. Robinson said maybe because I grew up only 5 miles from here. But today hasn't been one of his days.
Yeah, but when he grew up, when we grew up in Daly City, which is, as you say, just a short way from here, there was no here. Here was a bay or something. We had Seal Stadium and Kezar Stadium, but there was no Candlestick when he grew up.
49ers, of course, played at Kezar before they came here. Bruce Colley.
There's one of those guys that has done an outstanding job in there and that offensive line of blocking this Ram defense. When you see a defense and they have a lot of mud and dirt on their backs, they've had a bad day.
Well, there's your evidence.
A defense should have clean backs, after a game.
Over's kickoff. Going to be Ron Brown at about the 8.
And not have a level drop on the defense.
Everett to Miller. Outside the 40 to about the 43. Stopped by Darrell Pollard. 6-yard gain.
I think when you're down 27-3, it's time for that no-huddle offense. Get into your 2 minutes with 14 minutes to go.
Screen pass to Buford McGee. He will not get the first down. The first man there was Matt Millen. 3rd and 2. Everett to Holohan. You have to have good hands, as Holohan does, to make that catch.
Yeah, the interesting thing, when Joe Montana was the starting quarterback at Notre Dame, the 11th string quarterback was Pete Holohan.
Everett, no place to go. Buford McGee was the intended receiver. Kevin Fagan put the pressure finally on Everett.
I'll tell you, they knocked that confidence right out of Everett today, didn't they? He started off the game, and of course, you know, it's a lot to do with their defense. They just didn't get anyone open. I mean, he's been getting rushed. He's been getting knocked down. And that time he had good pass protections, and the coverage was too good.
One of the big plays early was when Clipper Anderson was open on that fake reverse. And Ronnie Lott came out of nowhere to knock it down.
I think after that, the Rams started downhill and haven't stopped.
Everett for Anderson.
Sign a waiver when he first signed with the 49ers against that write-off.
He has quite a story. Everett. Batted down. Daniel Stubbs got the hand on it. And the crowd stands for the defense. Hatcher back to punt it. John Taylor back deep at the 15-yard line for the 49ers. Almost blocked. Fair catch at about the 18 where the 49ers will take over. 13 minutes, 13 seconds left to play, and the 49ers up.